Okay, so picture this. You're standing outside a new restaurant. Maybe you can smell something amazing cooking inside. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then you get that little flutter of nervousness, you know, about needing to speak English once you go in.
Oh, I know that feeling. Wanting to try something new, but then thinking about like the whole conversation you'll need to have.
Exactly. From just asking for a table to ordering, or maybe you need to explain something about what you can or can't eat. It feels a bit, well, overwhelming sometimes.
Totally. If that sounds like you, you're definitely not alone. It's really common, especially when you're learning a language. Those real life situations can feel like stepping onto a stage with no script.
Right. A completely natural feeling. That little bit of uncertainty, I think pretty much every language learner feels it, especially for just, normal everyday things like eating out.
You want to enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
Enjoy the food, the atmosphere, chat with people, not be worrying the whole time if you're saying the right thing or if you understood the waiter correctly.
Yes. And that's exactly what this deep dive is for. Think of this as your shortcut to feeling more confident when you eat out.
Okay.
Our mission, really, is to unpack all those essential English phrases you'll need for all the common restaurant situations. We want to help you feel like a pro, basically.
From walking in the door to paying the bill.
Right up until you're walking out, yeah. Feeling good about it.
And it matters, doesn't it? Because eating out is just such a normal part of life for so many people.
It really is. A quick lunch, a special dinner, just grabbing a bite with friends or family.
And it's more than just eating. It's a real chance, a fantastic chance, actually, to practice your English. Speaking, listening, all in a totally natural setting.
Yeah, you learn new words, you get used to questions and answers, you practice making sentences, and hopefully enjoy some tasty food at the same time.
Exactly. So the idea is to turn that potentially nervous moment into something, well, enjoyable. And a learning experience, too. Make you feel more comfortable, more independent using English out there in the real world.
So what are we covering today to make that happen? We'll start with some key vocabulary, words you'll definitely hear.
Okay.
Then we'll listen to a conversation, a real dialogue, and break down the useful phrases for ordering, talking to staff, stuff like that. And then we'll give you a practical, step-by-step guide, how to handle the whole thing, from hello to goodbye.
Sounds like a plan. We've got a good dialogue lined up, I think, which really shows how these conversations actually happen, with all the little imperfections and back and forths.
Okay, great. So now that we've kind of set the scene, let's get into the language itself. Before we jump into that dialogue, let's look at a couple of really important words first.
Essential vocabulary.
Yeah, these are words you'll hear often in restaurants, and honestly, they're pretty crucial for understanding what's going on, and sometimes for your own safety, too.
Definitely. These first two are vital for well-being, really, when you're talking about food. The first one is food poisoning.
Food poisoning, yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't exactly sound appetizing, does it?
No. Definitely not a good thing. Basically, food poisoning is when you eat food that's gone bad or maybe wasn't prepared properly, and it makes you sick. Really sick sometimes.
Right, like from bacteria or something in the food.
Exactly. Bacteria, viruses, parasites, things that can get into food if it's not cooked right or stored wrong or handled hygienically. Symptoms can be anything from just an upset stomach to, well, much worse.
So knowing this term is really important. If you ever, unfortunately, have that experience, you need to be able to say what happened.
Or to understand if someone else mentions it, or if there's a health warning maybe. If you say, I got food poisoning, people understand immediately it was serious, not just that you didn't like the food.
Yeah, it's very clear, very direct.
And people immediately get the seriousness of it. It's not ambiguous at all.
I actually had food poisoning once. It was awful, truly terrible. I was traveling in Morocco.
Oh, dear.
And I had this amazing fresh orange juice in the morning. It was so good. Yeah. Then I got on a bus for like a really long journey.
Oh, no. Long bus journey plus food poisoning. That's a nightmare scenario.
The worst combination. I was so incredibly sick, just hoping the ride would end. It didn't, not for ages. And it's weird getting it from orange juice, but sometimes traveling, it's not the main food. It could be the water used or how something was washed.
Yeah, preparation methods can be different, or maybe just something your system isn't used to.
Exactly. It was, not an experience I'd recommend. So food poisoning, definitely a phrase worth knowing, even if you hope you never, ever need to use it.
Wow. Sounds rough. But it really shows why being clear about these things matters. Okay, the next really crucial word, Also super important for safety is allergic.
Allergic. Yes, this one is critical. Sometimes even more immediately dangerous than food poisoning, depending on the allergy.
You're absolutely right. Being allergic means your body's immune system reacts badly to one specific thing, often a food.
It's not just disliking it, right? It's a physical reaction.
Exactly. It's a physiological reaction. It can be mild, like getting hives or feeling itchy, but it can also be incredibly severe, even life-threatening, like anaphylaxis where your throat swells up.
Yeah, the source mentions being allergic to seafood and how for some people, eating it can make it impossible to breathe. That's terrifyingly serious.
Precisely. Other really common ones are allergies to nuts, like peanuts or tree nuts, milk allergies, egg allergies, lots of things. The key is it's a specific substance causing a potentially dangerous reaction in your body.
So knowing this word and being able to use it clearly in a restaurant
Yeah.
is just essential for your safety. You have to be able to say, I cannot eat this. It will make me sick.
It's non-negotiable. It's not about being picky. It's a health requirement. Saying, I'm allergic to nuts, for example, tells the kitchen staff immediately they need to be incredibly careful with your food to avoid cross-contamination.
It cuts through any confusion. It's like a clear warning signal.
Exactly. It puts you in control of your health in that situation, gives you peace of mind.
Okay, so with food poisoning and allergic kind of logged in our minds, I think we're ready to listen to our dialogue.
Let's do it.
So this is just a natural chat between people trying to figure out where to eat. As you listen the first time, don't stress about understanding every single word. Just try and get the general idea, the flow, who's suggesting what. We'll dig into the details right after.
Yep, just get a feel for it. Conceptual dialogue play.
Okay, pretty natural conversation, right?
Yeah, definitely. You can almost picture them standing there trying to decide.
Even with a few issues with the suggestions, that back and forth felt really genuine.
It did. That first question, do you two have any plans for the evening? Such a normal way to start talking about what to do.
And then straight into, do you have any suggestions? Simple, polite.
Then the first idea comes up, the Italian place. Food is fantastic, decor is beautiful. I'd recommend giving it a try. Sounds nice.
But then you get that polite pushback. Actually, I'm not all that crazy about Italian food. I'm in the mood for something a bit lighter.
And that's such a key phrase, isn't it? Not all that crazy about. It's a soft way to say no thanks without being rude. Very typical way of phrasing it in English.
Totally. Keeps the conversation going smoothly. So, suggestion 2. The bistro. Great little bistro. Tasty seafood platter. Fish is outstanding.
Sounds good again, but bang, there's the allergy. It sounds fantastic, but I'm allergic to seafood.
Clear, necessary rejection there. Health first.
No ambiguity. Then the third try. Oh, I know this great little place. Just a hole in the wall. Amazing sandwiches. You gotta give them a try.
In the final rejection, the memorable one. Ella, you took me there last time. I got food poisoning, remember?
Huh. Yeah, that's one way to remember a place. Good thing they were honest, I suppose.
Definitely. But what's interesting is, even with all those no's, preference, allergy, bad past experience, the conversation didn't just die. They kept trying, politely.
It really shows how important that clear but polite communication is, even when the first idea or the second or third doesn't work out. Yeah, they kept that respectful tone. A great little snapshot of real interaction and how you navigate those little bumps.
Okay, I'm actually getting hungry now. Despite the food poisoning mention, let's unpack some of those really useful words and phrases we heard. These are things you can definitely use all the time.
Good idea. First up was check out.
Check out. Super common, right? You hear it everywhere in casual chat.
Yeah, it basically just means look at or go see. It's informal, like you're going to explore something or maybe inspect it a bit.
So in the dialogue, we were thinking of checking out a restaurant. Means they were thinking going to see it, maybe look at the menu outside, get a feel for it.
Exactly. Or the example, have you been to the new cafe? Yeah, I checked it out yesterday. Meaning, I went, I experienced it.
You can use it for anything, really. Check out my new phone. Or I'm going to check out that new park this weekend.
Totally versatile. It implies exploring or investigating something in a casual way. It's friendly.
Okay, next word.
Bistro.
Bistro. Yeah, it has a certain feel, doesn't it? It does. Like, not super fancy, but maybe not super cheap either.
That's pretty much it. The source described it as a small restaurant that's not really cheap, but not so expensive. Often, historically, they were French or had a French style.
So it paints a picture. Cozy, maybe?
Yeah.
Informal, good food, but not, like, Fine dining.
Exactly. Small, informal, often European feel, maybe French-inspired food. It gives more flavor than just saying restaurant. It suggests a certain atmosphere.
Nice. Okay, this next one is pure gold for politeness. Not all that crazy about.
Ah, yes. I'm not all that crazy about. Such a good phrase. It's a gentle, understated way to say you don't really like something much.
Without sounding harsh or rude.
Precisely. Instead of I hate shopping, you say I'm not all that crazy about shopping. It softens it, keeps things friendly.
Yeah, like in the dialogue, I'm not all that crazy about Italian food. It lets the other person down gently and allows them to suggest something else easily.
It's great for social situations, expressing a mild dislike or just a lack of enthusiasm without making a big deal out of it. Really helps you sound more natural and diplomatic in English.
Definitely one to add to your toolkit. Now, on the positive side, we heard the word tasty.
Tasty. Simple, straightforward. Means good, delicious.
And the source made an interesting point.
Mm-hmm.
In everyday English, we often say tasty, maybe even more than delicious.
That's true, I think. This is really tasty. Sounds very natural in casual conversation. Delicious is great too, of course, but maybe sometimes feels a tiny bit more formal, or for something really amazing.
So tasty is a great go-to word for saying you like the food. Simple, positive, very common.
Yep, easy and effective.
And the last phrase from this section, in the mood for.
In the mood for. This means you feel like having something or doing something right now. It's about your current desire or feeling.
Yeah, it captures that immediate want, like I'm in the mood for something lighter.
Yeah.
In the dialogue, or the other examples. We always have burgers. I'm in the mood for something different.
Or, want to watch a horror movie? I'm not really in the mood for horror tonight. It expresses that present feeling, that current preference or lack of preference.
And it's super versatile too, right? Not just food. I'm in the mood for a walk. I'm not in the mood to study right now.
Exactly. Food, activities, music, movies, anything you have a current feeling or desire about. It's a really useful way to express what you want or don't want at that moment.
Okay, those are some really practical phrases. I think listening to the dialogue again now will make even more sense. Let's try it. Listen for how those phrases fit in naturally. Conceptual dialogue play.
Right?
Did you catch them all that time? Check out bistro, not all that crazy about, tasty, in the mood for. They really stand out now.
Yeah, definitely clearer. And it highlights something else crucial in that conversation, asking for and giving suggestions, which is, a huge part of deciding where to eat.
Absolutely. So let's focus on that now. How to master making and getting recommendations.
Yeah.
This is such a practical skill. First, asking. The main one we heard was, do you have any suggestions?
Simple, direct, polite, perfect. But you can also say things like, do you have any ideas? Or do you have any thoughts? They all pretty much mean the same thing.
So you've got options. All good ways to ask someone for their opinion or recommendation.
Right. Now, what about giving suggestions? We heard two slightly different ways in the dialogue.
We did. There was the more sort of standard polite one. I'd recommend giving it a try.
I'd recommend. That I'd is short for I would, of course. It's a gentle suggestion, like, this is a good option in my opinion.
But then there was the stronger one, much more enthusiastic. You've got to give them a try.
You've got to. That feels different, doesn't it? More urgent, more personal conviction.
Yeah, I'd recommend it's like a general thumbs up. You've got to. It sounds like, wow, this place is amazing. You must go.
Exactly. It expresses real enthusiasm. It implies it's something special, a personal favorite maybe.
Is there a risk of you've got sounding a bit pushy, though?
That's a really good point. It can be, depending on the context and your tone. With close friends who know you're just being enthusiastic, it's usually fine.
But maybe with someone you don't know well, or in a more formal situation.
Yeah, then I'd recommend is probably safer, more universally polite. It's about judging the situation and your relationship with the person. Good insight.
Okay. And this brings us right to pronunciation, especially contractions, making your English sound natural.
Oh, this is so important. Understanding and using contractions like I'd and you've makes a huge difference. The source stressed this. It helps you sound a lot more natural.
And it helps you understand native speakers, right? Because they use them all the time.
Constantly. Like the source said, you'll almost never hear a native speaker say, clearly and separated, you have got to give them a try. It just sounds stiff, unnatural.
We just don't talk like that in normal conversation. So
yeah.
I would recommend becomes.
I'd recommend. That D sound almost blends into the next word. I'd recommend.
And you have got to becomes.
Often you gotta. Or even faster, more informal, like you got. That sound softens right down. You gotta try it.
Getting those contractions right is key to sounding smoother, more fluent.
And crucially, for understanding what people are actually saying to you in movies or on the street, because that's how they'll speak.
So really practice those. Say them out loud. Listen for them. It makes a massive difference.
It really does. It becomes automatic after a while.
Okay, now let's zoom out and think about the whole restaurant experience. It's not just ordering. It's like a whole mini communication course every time you go out.
That's a great way to put it. It really is a fantastic way to practice everything speaking, listening, cultural stuff in a real everyday situation.
Yeah, it helps you feel more confident, more independent using English. It's more than just food. It's practicing communication, getting cultural insights, feeling more comfortable.
Totally. So let's break it down. Step 1, arriving, walking in the door. What do you do?
First impressions.
Right. When you get to the entrance or the host stand, it's always good to start with a polite greeting. Hello or good evening. Simple.
Okay, easy enough. Then the most important part.
Asking for your table, the magic phrase. A table for number, please. So, a table for 1, please. Or a table for 3, please. Just say how many people.
Short, clear, polite. Got it.
Yeah.
What about reservations? They often ask that.
Yep. They might say, do you have a reservation? Remember, a reservation means you booked ahead.
Right.
If you do, say, yes, I have a reservation. My name is your name. Be ready to spell it, maybe. If you don't have one, just say, no, I don't. Do you have a table available? Or maybe, no, we don't. Is there a wait?
Okay. And if they do have a table?
They'll usually say something like, right this way, and lead you to it. They'll give you menus and often say, your server will be with you shortly, meaning the waiter or waitress is coming soon.
Can you ask for a specific table? Like by the window?
Absolutely. You can politely ask, can we sit by the window? Or is there a quiet table available? Or could we possibly get a booth? They'll usually try to help if they can.
And if they can't?
They'll say something like, I'm sorry, that section is full, or all the window tables are taken right now.
So this first step is all about polite greetings, simple questions, clear answers, short and sweet is good.
Exactly. And listen carefully to their answers so you know what's happening. It's a great listening practice right from the start.
Okay, so you're seated, menus in hand. Now comes the main event. Understanding the menu and ordering. This can feel like the trickiest part sometimes.
It can seem daunting with unfamiliar words, but menus usually follow a pattern. You'll see sections like appetizers or starters.
Those are the small dishes before the main meal.
Right. Then main courses or maybe entrees, that's the main dish. Then side dishes like fries or vegetables, and of course, drinks and desserts.
And sometimes special sections, like vegetarian.
Yeah, vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, sometimes chef's specials. Knowing those sections helps you find what you're looking for faster.
But what if you just don't understand a word on the menu? It happens.
Totally. Okay, first, see if there are any pictures. Many menus have them now. If not, or you're still unsure, definitely ask your server. That's what they're there for.
How would you ask?
You could point and say, excuse me, what is this? Or maybe, can you tell me what's in this dish? Or even ask about the taste. Is this spicy? Is it sweet?
Good questions. Don't be afraid to ask.
Never. They expect questions. Okay, so you've decided. The server comes back. They'll probably ask, are you ready to order? Or, what can I get for you?
Oh, do you reply politely?
The standard way is, I'll have the dish name, please. Or, can I have the dish name, please? Always remember that please makes a big difference.
Same for drinks. I'd like a water, please. Can I get a Coke, please?
Exactly. And if you need to change something small, like no onions,
You can ask, can I have the burger without onions? Or, could I get the dressing on the side, please? Most places are happy to help with small changes.
what if you need more time? Feeling rushed?
Just say so. Can I have a few more minutes, please? Or, we need another minute. Perfectly fine.
And you need to listen too, right? They might ask you questions back.
Yes. Like, would you like fries or salad with that? Or, how would you like your steak cooked? Be ready for those follow-up questions.
And if you don't understand their question,
Again, just ask, sorry, can you say that again? Or, could you speak a bit more slowly, please? Or even, what does rare mean? It's much better to ask than to guess.
this whole ordering process, it's a real conversation. It might feel a bit nerve-wracking at first, but it gets easier. And honestly, people appreciate you trying. They'll usually be helpful.
It's a big confidence boost when you manage it smoothly. Okay, food ordered. Now, interacting with the server during the meal, what happens then?
Well, after they take your order, they might bring drinks, bread maybe, they might check back briefly. Everything okay here? Need anything else?
And if you do need something, more water. Ketchup.
Just politely ask, yes, could I get some more water, please? Can we have some ketchup? If you don't need anything, just a simple, no, thank you, we're fine.
Okay. Then the food arrives.
Usually with a, here you go, or enjoy your meal. A nice thank you back is perfect. Shows appreciation.
Now, the potentially awkward bit. What if there's a problem? Wrong order. Something missing.
It happens. The key is to be polite but clear. Get their attention and say something like, excuse me, I think this might be the wrong dish. Or, sorry, I asked for no cheese on this. Or, my soup is a bit cold. Could it be heated up?
So calm and polite is the way.
Always. Most servers want you to be happy and will fix it quickly if they can. Also, they'll probably come back during the meal to ask, how is everything? Or, is your meal okay?
Your chance for feedback.
Exactly. If it's good, say so. Yes, it's great, thank you. Everything's delicious. If there's a small issue, again, be honest but polite. It's actually a little too salty for me. Or, the chicken is slightly dry.
And asking for extra things during the meal, like another fork.
Simple requests. Can I have another fork, please? Could we get some more bread? If you're sharing, could we get an extra plate, please? All perfectly normal.
What if you need to leave the table for a minute?
Just tell your companions or the server, excuse me, I'll be right back. These little interactions, they're not just about getting things. They're about practicing that everyday polite English. Making small talk, showing appreciation, saying, this soup is lovely, or thanks for checking on us, builds your confidence.
You can even help others at the table. My friend needs some more water, please.
Right. So this whole middle part of the meal is full of opportunities to practice asking, answering, listening, responding naturally. It really moves you beyond just basic ordering into more fluid conversation.
Okay, meal enjoyed, conversations had. Now for the final step. Asking for the bill and paying can feel like another hurdle sometimes.
But it doesn't need to be. It's usually quite straightforward. When you're ready to pay, you need to get your server's attention again. Eye contact, maybe a small hand wave.
And then the key phrase.
Could we have the bill, please? Or, as we mentioned, especially in the U.S., can I get the check, please?
Right. Remembering bill or check, depending on where you are. Good tip.
Sometimes they'll bring it automatically when they see you finished. They might put it down and say, whenever you're ready.
Good idea to actually look at the bill, right? Check it quickly.
Definitely. Just glance over the items in the total. Mistakes happen sometimes, if something looks wrong.
Ask her politely again.
Exactly. Excuse me, I think there might be a mistake on the bill. Or, could you explain this charge, please? Calmly and kindly.
Now, the big one for many travelers.
Yeah.
Tax and tip. Can you clarify that?
Sure. Tax is added by the government, usually shown on the bill. A tip, or gratuity, is extra money you choose to leave for the server for their service.
And the rules are different everywhere.
Very different. Some places, services included, no tip expected. Other places, like the U.S., tipping is very customary, often 15–20% because it's a big part of the server's income.
So if you're unsure,
just ask, is service included or should I leave a tip? Totally fine question. And watch out for gratuity written on the bill. That usually means the tip is already included. Knowing that can save confusion.
good point. Okay, how to actually pay? Cash, card.
If using cash, say, I'll pay in cash, they'll take it and bring change if needed. You can leave a cash tip on the table or with the bill.
And card.
Ask, can I pay by card, or do you take credit cards? They'll either bring a machine to your table or take your card briefly. Follow the instructions on the machine or sign the receipt. You can usually add the tip on the card machine or receipt.
What if you're with friends and want to pay separately?
That's splitting the bill. You can ask, can we split the bill, or can we pay separately? It helps if you decide this with your friends before you ask for the bill. Makes it easier for the server.
Okay, payment done. Anything else?
Just a final politeness. As you leave, a simple thank you very much or the food was great is really nice.
Maybe even, you were very helpful, thank you, if the server was particularly good.
Exactly. Leaves a positive final impression. This whole payment part is your last chance to practice, to be polite, to use your English skills confidently. It really helps you feel more independent.
Even if you stumble a bit, it's okay. Just try, listen, speak clearly. People understand you're learning. Each time gets easier.
Definitely. And with every restaurant visit, your confidence grows.
So let's just take a step back and think about this whole thing. Eating out as a learning experience.
It really is so much more than just getting food. It's practicing communication, understanding culture, building that real-world confidence in English. It's like a live practice session.
Every step, from asking for the table, reading the menu, ordering, chatting, asking for things, fixing problems, paying, It's all active English use.
Not like textbook exercises. This is real people, real situations. It makes the language stick, makes it feel useful.
And reflecting afterwards can really help cement that learning. Maybe ask yourself,
Like, what new words did I pick up? Did I manage to speak clearly? Did I understand what the server asked me? Did I feel okay asking questions?
yeah, that kind of self-check helps you see where you're doing well and maybe what you want to focus on next time.
And seeing that progress, noticing you understood more this time or you ordered all by yourself, that's a great feeling. That's motivating.
Absolutely. And don't worry about mistakes. Seriously.
Everyone makes them. It's totally normal, part of the process. The important thing is you're trying, you're putting yourself out there. Every conversation, even a short one, makes you better.
It's also interesting to notice the different styles, isn't it? A casual cafe versus a fancy restaurant. The language might be a bit different, more formal or informal.
That's a great point. Learning to tune into the tone and style of the place is another skill you pick up. Helps you adapt your own language.
So how can you prepare for the next time you eat out?
Well, you could practice the common phrases, maybe role play with a friend, learn some new food words, look up the menu online beforehand, perhaps.
Oh, good idea.
Watch videos of restaurant scenes, listen and repeat. The more familiar you are with the language, the less daunting it feels in the moment.
And remember to celebrate the wins. Ordering successfully, asking for the bill, thanking the server. Those are real achievements in communication.
It's connection, it's success. It shows you're navigating the world in English.
Exactly. Restaurants are places where language is alive. Using English there helps you feel part of things, share moments, feel more at home.
It makes you feel more capable, more like a global citizen, really. One meal at a time.
So here's a little challenge for you. Next time you eat out, or even just grab a coffee, pick one phrase we talked about today. Maybe I'm in the mood for, or could I get the check, please?
Just one thing to focus on.
Yeah, and consciously try using it. See how it feels.
Yeah.
Because every single time you use your English like that, confidently, in the real world, you're building that bridge, making it stronger.
One tasty, confident step at a time. You're doing great.